And with this, with the global situation, it's just that. I mean, I understand why people are like, getting depressed and shit. I mean, it's been a year. We gotta be locked. A lot of businesses don't open, especially in Europe. In Spain, everything's closed, and I understand that it is a serious matter. I myself, I'm scared of the virus. I don't know if I've had it. I want to think that I had it because this way it would mean that I survived it. But otherwise, I'm fucking overweight. So that's they tell you you're fat, you're fucked. They tell you you're fat and you get it, you're dying. So it does scare me, but at the same time, I'm seeing the consequences of having the whole country closed with no commerce, and businesses are dying. And I don't know if that they're gonna be able to come back. I mean, I have like this alternative reality that I'm hoping, which is sort of what happened in the Roaring Twenties. For anybody that hasn't heard of the Roaring Twenties, it was like after the 1917 Spanish flu, they were sort of like locked in for like 2 years as well, and then on 1920 they sort of found a cure or some shit, or it went away. Actually, they didn't have a cure, but it went away, and then people stopped dying, and there was like this surge in like culture, in like social gatherings, engagement, and they call it the Roaring Twenties. And it could be coincidentally that people 2 years depressed, that you had so much energy they wanted to use, and you had so much culture and music, and just they were really good years for artists in general. A lot of creativity going on. Part of me expects an alternative reality where we're seeing, I mean, I don't think for this year, but maybe for 2022, sort of like the roaring 22s of the new era. Where like this thing is solved and we can live a normal life again. And then there's going to be so much explosion of things along with technology. It could be a good thing. That's what I'm hoping for. But in the meantime, man, it's brutal, man. It's fucking people up. And this is the thing I'm saying. It's been a year since we've been dealing with this shit. Governments should already know how to fucking handle it. And I'm not saying only like to kill the thing, right? Like, I understand this takes time to get vaccines out, all that. But you should at least know how to handle the hospital situation, because we're gonna have to open shit up and people are gonna have to live their lives, because otherwise they're gonna die out of not having money, man. Like, that's the shit that's worrying me. Like, I'm super down with the whole conscious shit, with the whole, do the right thing, behave, take it seriously. But I also see, like, dude, like I was talking about this earlier. Today they told me they're reducing my pay, and they could tell me any other day, hey, get the fuck out of here, you're fired. That could happen. And because, the business is not going well for a lot of people. So it's a fucked up situation, man. I don't know. I don't know if normally I want to come here and talk about happy shit to forget the negative, but today I'm trying to speak about the negative to see if that fucking helps me in my life as well. Because, I'm going crazy too, man. I'm having, and you know what's the worst part of it all? Like, you cannot even whine. You cannot even bitch about it because everyone's going through it. Like, you start realizing certain things about the human psyche. When you feel like shit or something happened to you, you want to tell others, like, hey, this shit happened to me. To sort of be like, this is the shittiest shit that's happening to any of y'all. It's happening to me. So, like, feel sorry for me. And at least I can feel like, fuck, I'm in a fucked up situation. And that gives you a little bit of, like, I don't know what it is. It's this morbid feeling of betterness because, at least I know I'm the one and they recognize this. I mean, it's like some fucked up dark shit, but I cannot even go to people and be like, fuck, man, I'm depressed. My life stopped. Nothing's really progressing because of this fucking thing. Because they're going to be like, fuck, man, me too. So if we're all in the same bullshit, then nobody can complain because it's like, yeah, man, I'm in the same boat. You know what I mean? And I don't want people to get this wrong. Like, I have a music album that I've been working on for many years that's about to come out like in a week. I started this podcast in 2020. I started another podcast in Spanish. So those are all positive things. And I think because of the whole situation globally, because of that, it sort of pushed me to do these things that were more digital. So I mean, there could be a silver lining to it. There's definitely silver linings to it, but in general, it stopped a lot of my plans. It stopped people's plans. When you're trying to grow in the workplace, it doesn't help that the environment is not competitive and that there's no other companies really wanting good workers because there's no business going on. So it's definitely had people like I feel like not that I've been a planner so much in my life that I could plan my whole life out. I like to improvise along the way, but I do like to have certain guidelines, right? Like a roadmap. And because of this bullshit, you can't like have a plan for anything. You live day by day. It's like you're fucking living in like a survival zombie video game where every day like, you just need to worry about today finding water and food and not getting killed. All right. After a year of living that, I don't know, man, you start evolving into some like shit. Like, I don't know. I just, at the beginning, I felt that people were becoming a lot more lovely, a lot sort of, better. And now I don't know if they're becoming shittier because they're just tired of the bullshit. It's getting annoying to be honest. Ah, man, I just